Hi. So I couldn't sleep because I haven't made a video in far too long, but I haven't felt like I have much privacy where I'm currently living. So I don't know. I just woke up early and I went into an empty room in this big house. I don't live in this room, but I live in this house, and I love it here. And I was like, I need to talk on YouTube, and I wanted to talk about Doggy Dreampop, which is a genre I'm trying to invent. Which I I see so much like dog themed or furry themed like rave music. I see so much of it in I see it a bit in hardcore music. Because I just moved to Portland and there's a lot of hardcore music and a lot of rave music, and especially among queer folks. And I feel like what I'm doing, not that it's entirely unique, but it's like there's not a ton of people doing it, and there's not like a huge like presence of like, small band, explicitly like dream pop music, and very explicitly queer as well. And so I want to describe what Doggy Dream Pop is. I don't think it's something that's exactly existed, but some of my influences, maybe just one of them, could be described as Doggy Dream Pop. And I don't think I've talked about my influences before as a musician. So yeah, Arthur is definitely my biggest influence. He makes like this crazy attention grabbing pop music that just goes in a million directions. I think it used to be a little more tame in his older releases, like Arthur's First. And it's probably more DIY, more dream pop sounding in that. But then over time, he started releasing things like Woof Woof and Hair of the Dog, and it got more polished and also just more chaotic and crazy. And he has these like random screaming samples and random barking samples, and the words are just so captivating. And I would say right now he's probably one of my biggest influences. Um, I think that he could safely be described as Doggy Dream Pop, whether he knows or likes it or not. I think he'd probably like it. Um, he has a lot of very dog themed music, and I want to say for this genre that I'm trying to invent, having your music be dog themed isn't necessary, but I think having it be part of your your persona, your fursona, um, somewhere in there, like when I perform, I dress up like a dog, and in some of my newer songs that are coming out, in June, allude to being a dog, and I think I'm moving more in a direction of what this thing is that I'm trying to create. Other influences of mine, I'm very influenced by Renata Zellger, who, yeah, I make dream pop, and people are like, "Oh, do you know Cocktail Twins?" And do you know, I don't even know. I don't know who the dream pop people are. I don't listen to mainstream dream pop, but I listen to like these all these really obscure artists that nobody ever knows about, and I think I can only describe them as being dream pop. So like I say I like dream pop, but I really just like a niche selection of artists that influence my very unique sound, and they would be described as dream pop. And yeah, when you listen to them, like I think you can hear it. Like, okay, Renata Zellger, I saw her in concert in high school, and I was blown away by her. And it's like uh bossa nova inspired like dream pop surf rock. She's got this beautiful voice, beautiful harmonies. She's got um Picnic in the Dark, and she's got another album, I don't remember the name of in this moment, but I've been so inspired by her rhythms and her harmonies, and her arrangement, and just like the way that her music makes you feel is so beautiful and inspiring to me. And yeah, she's definitely one of my biggest influences. Also, just being bossa nova inspired, like so much American music is like leans in a jazz direction, which you're like kind of how do you say this, like sagging the beat, but not like you're like beats come late, and that's smooth and funky and sexy, and bossa nova beats come like you're rushing the beat. Things come faster, and that's sexy in a different way. And both are very beautiful to me, but I am definitely influenced from bossa nova, like Wow Gilberto, um, and like Tom Habim and Elis Regina are all bossa nova influences that I'm very inspired by. I'm also very inspired by Temperex. Also couldn't really exactly be described as doggy dream pop, but electronic dream pop. Um, and just beautiful atmospheres, really interesting drums. Um, his older album, Care, not I. He recently put out something under a label called Bowling, and it wasn't for me. I just kind of, most of it felt just like it lost the ethos and it was like forced almost. But Care is just this beautiful, like I'm just making this because it's fun. Nobody's putting a deadline on me. Like you can just get like a lost in this dreamy world where he puts like laugh tracks after songs, and he's got like these weird robotic ramblings here and there, and it's I don't know, I love how much freedom he created that with. Not that some of his new stuff isn't good, but it was just very inspiring. Like I heard that in like 2017 maybe, and I was like, "Oh my god, if he can do this, I want to do something similar to that." Like that's crazy. But yeah, what is Doggy Dream Pop? I wanted to make a video about that, and I'm talking about my influences. In June 14th, like I said, I'm putting out an album called Hat. I'm very excited. I actually haven't written it entirely, but like I am 95% done with it, I would say. Um and it's in more towards this concentrated idea that I'm trying to create. It's like it's dream pop, it's ADHD. There's a lot of elements that change a song throughout and grab your attention. Like I would say it's probably more electronic than typical dream pop. Yeah, like I do a lot of electronic drums, a lot of automation in my production. Um, and yeah, it's definitely very pop music. I'm also very inspired by Crumb. And yeah, Crumb is very like electronic, very dream pop, very dreamy. But I would say they're two physical instruments. They're too like real band to be doggy dream pop. Like um it's something that takes a lot of organic and a lot of synthetic elements and merges them together and creates this whimsical world. Anyways, I'm excited for you to hear my album that is coming out. I have an album release show at No Fun Bar on Sunday, June 14th. And I'm gonna have a bunch of physical copies of this like CD, and I'm gonna have a bunch of little like inside the cover. I'm gonna have like a bunch of like booklets with like a bunch of my art that I make in color paint. And I think I want to talk about my production more because I made the whole thing with like a $50 uh, microphone and free software, as per usual. But just this stuff is such a step up from everything I've ever made. It's like a full length 50-minute magnum opus. I don't know. Anyways, if you know of any music that could qualify as Doggy Dream Pop, and maybe you've heard my music and it sounds somewhat similar, because it's kind of hard to quantify, but I think it could be broad. Um, anyways, let me know what you think fits into that genre, and also if you make Doggy Dream Pop, please tell me about it or show me, because I want to find more musicians who are similar to me. More queer musicians who make pop music and dream pop music. And I want to find people to play shows with. So, anyways, please let me know. Thanks for listening to my chaotic ramblings.